Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello friends and welcome to Soverind. Do you remember the summer season of 2022? Look at this article. The summer 2022 was called the hottest summer ever in the subcontinent. But then came the summer 2023. In 2023, the summer was so scorching hot that scientists said that it was the hottest summer in the last 2000 years. But then we come to year 2024. January 2024, hottest January ever recorded. February 2024, hottest February ever recorded. March 2024, hottest March ever recorded. Meanwhile, April 2024 was declared the hottest month ever recorded. The last 11 months on Earth have been record-breaking in terms of heat. The scorching heat that you have to bear today is not normal, and you are not alone. Last month, in Southeast Asia, record-breaking heat waves have been seen. In the Philippines, the heat index had crossed 53 degrees centigrade. In the capital of Pakistan and Uttarakhand, forest fires were seen. Heat wave warnings are being issued all over the countries. The temperatures have been rising above 46 degrees centigrade in North India. Global warming and climate change are the main reason behind all these. But are they the only reasons? No. In this video, we will understand two other reasons that are causing this. And at the end of this video, we will discuss the solutions that can help us to escape this situation. Firstly, we need to understand that such extreme weather events are not only seen in Pakistan, India and Southeast Asia, but also in every corner of the world. Let us show you what happened in South America last month ago.
Now, at least 83 people are dead after days of heavy rain in southern Brazil, and more than 100 are missing. Another 122,000 people have been displaced by floods, which have destroyed roads and bridges in several cities, triggered landslides, and caused a dam to partially collapse. The governor of Brazil's Rio Grande do Sul state has described...
I am 53 years old, and this is the first time our house is flooded. It has never flooded before. We never thought we would go through this.
There were devastating floods in Brazil, in which more than 1.5 lakh people were displaced. Entire cities are submerged. What is happening in South Africa? We are witnessing a terrible drought. A drought that is unparalleled in the past several decades. That is why many South African countries have requested $5.5 billion from the rest of the world to prevent a situation of starvation.
All right, starting with an extreme drought that has enveloped large parts of southern Africa since late last year. It's now reached crisis levels. Zambia and Malawi have declared national disasters. Zimbabwe could be on the brink of doing the same. It's reached Botswana and Angola to the west and Mozambique and Madagascar to the east. A year ago, much of this region was drenched by deadly tropical storms and floods. It is in the midst of a vicious weather cycle. Too much rain and then not enough. It's a story of climatic extremes that's becoming more frequent, more damaging, especially for the world's most vulnerable people.
I just spoke with some of the elders from the community, and the last time they can remember this type of drought is 1947. So this is not a normal circumstance, and they say this drought now with this type of heat that they've experienced has not happened before. So we do expect, and we see that also around us,
There is one weather event behind all this destruction, which is considered the biggest cause of these phenomena, and that event is named as El Niño. It is a natural cycle of the Earth's climate that is seen every 5 to 7 years. But because of climate change, it is becoming extreme year after year. The full name of this cycle is El Niño's Southern Oscillation. According to the World Health Organization, it is the second biggest cause that changes the climate of the Earth. And on the first place is the relationship between the Earth and the Sun. Earth's revolution around the Sun, which causes the seasons to change. Winter following summer and summer following winter, but after that effect, El Niño is the second biggest factor. What is El Niño? It is a weather event that is seen in the area of Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is the world's deepest and largest ocean that is lying between Asia and America. Imagine this ocean is like a tub, a bathtub where water keeps moving from one place to another. When you move your hand in the tub, the water sloshes from one side to another and then gets back to the first point. Similarly, winds blow over the Pacific Ocean flowing from east to west. These winds are called trade winds. and most of the time they move from Americas to the direction of Asia and Australia. Because it is based on the rotation of Earth, you must have read about an effect in the school. Since Earth rotates from the west to the east, due to this effect, trade winds flow in the opposite direction. Due to this, the water on the surface of the Pacific Ocean starts to flow towards west. It means it starts to flow towards Australia. As a result, water below the surface level of the sea starts to rise to the surface that is near South America. The water from the depths of the sea rises towards the surface, and this phenomena is called upwelling. The water that rises from the depths of the ocean is much colder and has more nutrients, hence it is beneficial for the marine life and fishes. So in this normal situation, the hot water goes to Australia and the cold water came to South America. We all know that the warm water evaporates easily, and because of that evaporation, clouds are formed and more rain is seen near Australia. But now friends, imagine that these trade winds became weak. These winds are not flowing as strongly over the Pacific Ocean. The risk of heat waves increase. What will happen then? The upwelling will be weak, it will almost disappear. The hot water on the surface will consistently remain hot. The clouds that were supposed to bring rain in Australia can rain anywhere over the Pacific Ocean. So in the result, the Australian region will become very dry and hot. This is the phenomenon of El Niño, which is like a regular cycle. But this is not a regular cycle. Sometimes it happens after 4 years, sometimes after 5 years, and sometimes after 7 years. But whenever El Niño happens, it lasts for 6 to 10 months. During the duration of El Niño, the weather patterns of the world change. In Australia and Southeast Asia, it causes high temperature and dry weather conditions. And the wildfires that took place in Australia, you might remember, the violent Australian wildfires of 2020, even that was caused by this El Niño. The last El Niño event was seen in 2018, which lasted till January 2020. This is why the bushfires in Australia happened in December 2019. After that, since then from January till now, another El Niño effect is seen. The interesting thing here is that in South America, El Niño has the opposite reaction as it has in Asia and Australia. Now apart from this, there is an opposite phenomena of El Niño that is called La Niña. If the normal condition of Pacific Ocean reach its extreme, then happens La Niña. It means that the trade winds that were blowing towards the west will start to move more strongly in that direction. Because of this, colder water flows to South America and hotter water flows toward Australia. And it starts to rain more in Australia. La Niña events usually last longer. They can last for 1 to 4 years. After the El Niño of 2018-19, a La Niña came in 2020. It became so extreme that it caused flooding in Australia. You can see a chart on the screen that shows El Niño and La Niña events that took place in the past years. The red peaks are the El Niño events, and the higher it is, the stronger the El Niño event was. The strongest El Niño event till date was in 2015-16. After that was the 1997-98, followed by the current 2023-24. On the other hand, the blue trenches are the La Niña events. The latest was in 2020-21 that went up all the way up to January 2023. Before this, the strongest La Niña was in 1999. If you zoom in on the latest time, you will see that the graph of El Niño is going down. The scientists believed that La Niña will start again in July or August. Now what will be its impact on the subcontinent? The monsoon can be better than average this year. Last year, in the rainy season of 2023, there was not a lot of rain, and it is a big reason why the summers of 2023 and 24 were very hot, because of which drought were seen in southern African countries. Even the heavy rains and floods in Dubai are because of this. Scientists believe that climate change caused by humans is making El Niño effect more extreme, and because of this, heat waves are becoming more and more dangerous. Now we will talk about temperature. Temperature in itself is not a very useful metric, because if you have ever noticed, in some areas it feels warmer at 37 degrees, but in some areas 40 degree temperature is bearable. 37 degrees sometimes feels more unbearable than the 40 degree. Why is this so? It is because of humidity. The more humidity is in the air, the more difficult it is to tolerate high temperature. But what really humidity is? Relative humidity means the maximum moisture content in the air at a particular temperature. 100% relative humidity means that air is completely saturated. It is holding as much moisture than it possibly can and cannot hold anymore. The hotter the air is, the more is its capacity of retaining moisture. Hot air can hold more moisture as compared to cold air. This means that if the relative humidity of cold air and hot air is 100%, hot air will have more moisture. And as the humidity increases, it will be more difficult for our body for the sweat on our body to evaporate. And sweating, as you know, is the number one way for our body to keep us cool. If it's really hot and there is high humidity, we will not be able to sweat, and the situation can be lethal for us. This is why it is important to consider both temperature and humidity, and one aspect that discusses these both topics collectively is called heat index. Heat index tells us how hot the weather outside will feel to us. On your phone weather app, you would have noticed the temperature is showing 30 degrees, but it feels like 38 degrees. In some apps, it is written as real feel. This feels like indicator is computed from the heat index. On this chart, you can see the various temperatures levels and various relative humidity and their corresponding heat index. The red portion on the chart is extreme danger. On this heat index, you have a high chance of getting a heat stroke or a sunstroke. This is why the latest heat wave in Philippines was so dangerous and deadly, because the heat index there has reached 53 degrees.
As we face these unmatchable temperatures and extreme weather patterns, it's clear that our world is changing rapidly. But remember, while El Niño and La Niña are natural phenomena, the impact of climate change is making them even more intense. It's up to us to take action, reduce our carbon footprint, and advocate for sustainable solutions. Stay informed, stay safe, and let's work together to protect our planet for future generations. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. Drop your thoughts and questions in the comments below. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.